welcome to my kitchen. So right now you're reading Bone Button Borscht as part of our Module 4 unit. And so I thought I would show you what borscht actually is. So basically it's just a vegetable soup. That's really all it is. And so borscht is something that you find in Russia a lot, which is where our book is set. Now, a lot of people eat borscht in Russia, but then also in the countries near Russia, like Poland, which is where my family is from. And so the name Wondoloski, Polish, and so I thought I would go ahead and make borscht with you guys today. Some of you have seen Jerry before, and he's walking around looking for snacks, so you're probably going to hear him and you might see him try a beet later on in this video. So, the things we're going to use today, the most important ingredient are beets. Now beets are a really, really cool vegetable, and I'm going to show you them once we cut them up. But they're bright purple, and they even make your hands kind of purple and red, and I love them. And so, most of these vegetables we're using, they're also really cool because they grow underground, which means that in really, really cold places like in Russia, they grow even in the wintertime pretty well. Not all of them in the wintertime, but they grow underground. So, we have beets, carrots, and my vegetables I got from a farm over the weekend, and so they're very big and very fresh. We have celery, we have garlic, onions, and we've got some spices right here. Caraway seeds, allspice, we've got a little bit of sugar, some vinegar, some bay leaves, and some butter. Alright? Now, when we cook, the most important thing to do first is wash your hands. Especially right now. Please wash your hands. I already washed mine. And also to wash all of the vegetables. And so, what we're going to do first is I'm going to chop up some garlic and I'm going to chop up some onions. And I'm going to use a big chef's knife when I do it. And if you do like to cook at home, that's awesome. Just be very careful when you're using a knife. Only do it with your parents so that they know what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and start chopping. Alright, so I'm going to start with the garlic. And so with garlic, sometimes it's easy to peel off like this. And sometimes it's pretty stuck on, so what I do, and if you try this at home, you must be very careful with your parents. Take your knife and smash it like that. Then it's easier to peel it off. That's what I'm going to do with these. Alright, my garlic's peeled, and what I like to do with the scraps, I'm going to either throw them away, or what I do is I put them in a big bucket, and I compost them, which means I give them back to a farm, and they actually use it to make more soil, and they even feed it to pigs. I'm using 5 cloves of garlic in my recipe. Garlic is healthy and is great to eat when you're sick. I like lots of garlic, but if you don't, you could always add less than I do. Okay, now that my garlic is all chopped, I'm going to take it all and put it in a bowl so that it's not in my way. Okay, next, I'm going to take an onion, and I want a whole onion. Now the outside part of an onion we don't eat, so I'm going to cut off one end, cut off the other end, and I'm going to peel it, and then I will also compost the onion skin. Okay, now the onion is all chopped. I'm also going to put this in with my garlic, because they're going to go in the pot together. Okay guys, are you ready? I'm going to chop up my most favorite ingredient. Some of you guys have actually seen me eat these before when I've been eating lunch. And someone was like, oh my gosh, what is that? This is a beet. And so I'm going to cut off the ends of it so you can see it. This is what the inside of a beet looks like. It's bright purple. It's very, very deep purple. I'm going to cut a bigger slice so we can see. It's very purple and red. It even has a little bit of rings in it. And beets are pretty cool because they're a little bit sweet. Not a lot, but a little sweet. And almost a little squishy. Just a teensy tiny bit. But they're really delicious. And when you cook with beets, everything turns this kind of magenta purple color, which makes everything especially beautiful, I think. So that's what's really special about making this kind of food. And I'm just going to chop up my beets into some chunks so they can go in the soup. I'm using 5 beets for our recipe. Here's a fun fact about borscht. Even though our book is actually set in Russia, borscht comes from the Ukraine, and it's one of the most famous dishes in their cuisine. And just like in the book, I'm making a hot borscht, like a soup. but it can also be eaten cold. We're using these red beets, and so our borscht is going to look really red. But borscht can even be green or white. How many beets do you think it took the beggar to feed all of the townspeople? Probably a lot more than 5, right? Okay, so my beets are all chopped. And now, my hands look like I've been chopping beets. It always looks kind of scary when you're done with it. But that's the fun of cooking with beets. It's a fun thing to do at Halloween too. You can make all sorts of really crazy stuff. Before we move on, I want to show you something special. So, I really like to eat, but you know who else likes to eat is my dog Jerry. So when I'm in the kitchen, he loves to be in the kitchen too. To prove to you that beets are delicious, Jerry really wants a beet, and so I'm going to give him a beet because dogs can actually eat beets too and they're healthy. So you ready, Jerry? Alright, 3, 2, catch. I think we're good to go. Now we're going to cut out some carrots. Now these carrots are very thick. And now with carrots, sometimes people like to peel them. Same thing with beets, people like to peel them. I actually kind of like to peel, and so I keep it. You might see some of this dark color. It's not actually dirt. Sometimes carrots can even be purple color. And so they're just different colors on different vegetables, which is really cool. So I'm going to keep the skin on because there's a lot of nutrients and I like it. So I'm just going to chop it up into some chunks, just the way it is. Alright, the carrots are done. So I'm going to put them in with the beets so they're out of the way. Okay, so we've got our chopped up carrots and our beets, which are beautiful together, some of my favorite colors. And then the last thing we need to do is just chop up our celery. And that should be the last thing we really have to chop for a while. With celery, we usually get rid of the tops that get kind of yucky. And we're just going to cut it into some small pieces and add it to our mixture. Alright, the celery's done. I'm just going to put it in some kind of big chunks. Then I'm going to add it to everything else. And then we are ready to rock and roll with actually cooking it on the stove. I know some of you guys like to cook too. I've heard of people making pancakes. I know some people really like mac and cheese, spaghetti, all sorts of stuff. Think about what maybe you would like to make at your house. You can even show some of your little brothers and sisters how to make things. The first thing we're going to do is get some butter. So I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of butter in. I'm going to use this big, heavy pot. This pot's really heavy, and so it's really good for simmering things for a long time. It breaks it down really nicely, which is what you want in a stew. I'm going to turn my stove up a little bit. I'm going to put in my butter. Now this next part is the part that's going to smell really good, because I'm going to put the onion and the garlic into this butter. Now, you guys ordered pizza before, and they come with like a buttery, garlicky sauce. That's pretty much exactly what this is going to smell like and even kind of taste like for a minute. So this is the really kind of yummy part. Alright, so here goes all the butter that's getting nice and melty, and we're going to go ahead and take our onions, our garlic, and put it all in there. You can start to hear that sizzle too as it gets warmer. Okay, so now that the onions and the garlic are in the pot, we're going to let them simmer for a few minutes until they start to get a little bit softer and smell really good. And then after that, we're going to put in all of these nice, beautiful veggies that we cut up. We have got some veggie stock that I'm going to put in. Some people like to use beef stock or chicken stock, but I know my second graders know I love vegetables, so we're going to use vegetable stock. We've got some caraway seeds, which are really, really delicious smelling seeds that are going to go in. Some bay leaves, and some allspice. So all of these beautiful things are going to go in as soon as this is done, and then we're going to let it all cook down together. Now that our onions and garlic are all beautiful and bubbly, then we're going to go ahead and start adding some of our other stuff. I wish you could smell it because it smells amazing. So here goes all of our veggies. There we go. There are all those beets in there. Alright, I'm going to stir it up really good. See how beautiful and colorful that looks? Doesn't it make you happy? It's one of my favorite parts of cooking, is seeing all of the colors and flavors all blended together. Okay, then we want 2 of these big bay leaves. And bay leaves, you actually don't eat them. they actually just go in the pot, and when you bubble it all together, you get the flavor from the bay leaves, but we're going to take them out later so we don't actually eat them. I'll put these nice, beautiful caraway seeds in. Find these in bread and bagels a lot of the time. I'll put some allspice in. It's got a really, really nice smell to it. Got some salt. So salt, I don't usually measure. I just kind of put it in based on how much salt you like. I'm going to put a little bit now, and then throughout, I'll taste it and see if I want to put more salt in. It's the kind of cool thing about cooking. You can follow a recipe, but then you can also make your own decisions about it too. Which is what makes cooking so unique and so much fun, I think. Okay, and then finally, see, I'll put in a little bit of pepper. This is just black pepper, but it's in a big grinder, so you can grind some of it out together. And soup is awesome because if you ever want to add different spices in, you can add your very own spices. I do this all the time. Next time I make this, I might put in different stuff based on what I want to eat. And then I'm going to add in all of our vegetable stock. There, now it starts to look like soup, doesn't it? All right, so now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna turn this up so that it gets nice and bubbly. And it's gonna start to boil a little bit, but just a little bit to something called a simmer. And then I'm gonna take my big, heavy lid, put it on top, and when we open it back up again, it should be almost finished. Alright, it should be done now. Let's see. There we go. So it's nice and bubbly because it's been boiling now, simmering for maybe about 30 minutes. So now what we can do, we're going to scoop this out of the way. And we'll scoop some into a bowl. So you can still see all of the beets in it, all of the chunks, but it's all much softer now. Okay, so it's done. All right, so we have our borscht, and then borscht you actually eat with sour cream. So I don't know if you've ever had sour cream before, but it's white, thick, creamy. So we're gonna add a little bit of that to it and see how it tastes. Now, this is a new thing for a lot of us. And I know we've tried new foods in school before, and if you don't really like it, that's okay. It is absolutely okay if it tastes kind of weird at first because it's something very different, right? A lot of us haven't had beets before, maybe that's kind of soup before, and that is all right. If you ever don't like something, that's okay. But you can just say, I don't really care for that. But let's see what ours tastes like. I'm just gonna mix in the sour cream really good. All right. That's pretty good. It's a little bit sweet from the beets, a little bit sweet, but not very sweet, but just a really good soup. So, now if you watch Bone Button Borscht again, I want you to think about what do you think it actually tastes like? Now that you've kind of seen what really goes inside of it, what kinds of things did he trick people into putting into their soup? Did any of the things match our soup? Maybe now you can try cooking something different at home. If you have a favorite kind of soup, like chicken noodle, maybe you could try it. Or if you just want to help your mom or your dad or grandma or whoever make dinner one night, now you can try it out. If you make anything, send it to me so I can try and see what you guys make. All right, bye.